The Geek's next guest is Explorer George. He's looking for an item you can't buy on the high street, a laptop computer he can take into the toughest environments the world has to offer.
Whereabouts do you go to?
I've been to all corners of the globe, up to both poles, Antarctica and the Arctic. And I've recently come back from an expedition taking 91 young adults to Svalbard.
Nice. I don't even know where that is.
You're that extreme.
OK, so there are various different laptops available. Now, you can have semi-rugged or fully rugged. All of these are fully rugged, and that means that you can put them through all sorts of punishment. They can withstand drops, water, and in some cases, even fire, which is quite impressive, isn't it? So, do they look like the sort of thing you're looking for?
Exactly the sort of thing we're looking for, yeah.
All right, cool. It's all very well looking at this stuff, but we've devised some very interesting tests to put all these gadgets through their paces, and you're going to join us, right?
Yeah, I'd love to, yeah, it'd be amazing.
The Geeks have chosen 3 very tough bits of tech for this rugged laptop test. The Panasonic Toughbook CF19. Semicom Visual's keyboardless Ruggedbook 820. And the chunkier Dell Latitude E6420 XFR notebook. Before a thorough test of their ruggedness, George has half an hour with each device to test usability.
What do you think of the laptops?
I liked the Dell for a couple of reasons. Mainly, it's got some really good adaptive ports that you can stick any sort of updated technology into. It's got a nice big keyboard, which you can obviously use with gloves. Got its inbuilt webcam and stuff like that. The size is, for me, a bit of a downer. You're going to have to carry all of your kit, and for me, that's a major factor.
OK, Panasonic.
Smaller than the Dell. And the other thing I liked about the Panasonic was the screen. It's very mobile and easy to use.
OK, and what about the Ruggedbook?
Well, I really liked it. You might want to use it for communications or updating your website, and less for typing up scientific reports.
They each have different plus points for George, but the big question is, how tough are they?
They're US military certified to something called 810G. Now, I don't know exactly what that means, but you know that the US military need their laptops to survive some serious knocks and bumps.
Ian and George put the laptops through a series of everyday accidents.
Oh, oops.
Like accidentally spilling water on them. Accidentally knocking them off a stepladder.
Oh dear.
Accidentally tipping a bag of sand all over them. And accidentally filling a bath with ice and burying them in it. For half an hour.
Oh, nice. Got a light from the Dell.
Have you? A bit of life.
Bit of life.
Well, the Panasonic.
Here we go. The Dell's on.
Right, the Panasonic's booting up too. That's brilliant. Windows message there.
They're all there.
Yeah, fantastic.
Couldn't be easier.
Having easily coped with everyday accidents, it's time to put the laptops through a more extreme scenario. An Arctic hurricane complete with flying wood debris and ice flurries.
All right, George, are you ready for a bit of ice?
The computers will be used as protection from Ian's inclement weather conditions. And right now, George's favourite feature of the Dell is probably its 14-inch anti-glare display, which keeps him well sheltered. The Ruggedbook is 9 inches, which is small for a portable computer.
I've got a long
10-inch screen makes another handy shield, although like the Dell, its keyboard takes a serious pummeling.
OK, well, we've made a mess of Surrey and we've made a mess of the laptops. Well, let's turn them on and see if any of them have survived. Well, actually, this one seems to be on already.
Oh,
check that out. It is
Genius.
still working.
Let's clear this one away.
Let's have a look at the Dell. Oh, I can see there's a bit of damage here. The Dell has lost a key or two. Oh, and
this one has
a bit.
Yeah, I lost the key.
Wow,
Yeah.
it's gone a bit. Right, OK.
Done well.
Let me find the power switch for this one. I don't believe it.
Still
It's lit up. It's
Got a light.
fantastic. There we go. It's on.
We're away.
We've lost some keys,
Who
but
needs
they're still
keys?
working.
Who
That's
needs keys anyway?
fantastic.
Aside from a few missing keys, all 3 have survived so far. But there's one final test for Explorer George. Simulating the unfortunate scenario of his computer tumbling down the side of a mountain.
Any gadget fan really doesn't want to damage technology, and this is kind of grating a bit. But, I mean, this is going to really test every aspect of these laptops' ability to survive knocks and bumps. They're going to be flying in through the air, hitting into each other, and I just don't know if they're going to survive. Oh, all right, mate. That's enough. Right, there we go. OK. It's working. It's perfect.
That is
I mean,
phenomenal.
this screen, I don't
screen?
know if it's scratched or if that's just dirt, but it certainly looks kind of a bit worse for wear, doesn't it? But it's
Very impressive.
working absolutely fine. Let's see how the tail got on. Well, I mean, it's still suffering a little, I think, from earlier, but it's on!
Still working.
Fantastic!
That is amazing.
That is spot on. It's working perfectly. I have noticed that there is a little flaw here. This has brushed the hinge ever so slightly.
Minor details.
That's not too bad. Let's check out the Panasonic, and I can immediately see that there's something missing.
Never going to work.
It's lost a battery.
Never going to work.
Although I will say that actually I'd rather it lost a battery than any of the other components.
Exactly.
But it's easy enough to replace. So we can't turn it on because it doesn't have a battery, so it's out of the race, which is a shame. So has this convinced you? Would you take one of these instead of a normal laptop on your next expedition?
You know what? I think the test we've done today has actually convinced me to take one of them away with us.
All right, so which one would you choose?
I'd have a toss-up between the Ruggedbook and the Dell, simply because they both serve completely different functions. That would be very good for writing up science reports, and that would be very good for keeping in contact with the outside world.
So, the Panasonic Toughbook lost a couple of keys to the Arctic Hurricane and a battery to the Mountain Fall, giving it a Gadget Geeks rating of 3 stars. The Dell was the best defence from the stinging ice and lived through a severe tumbling, but its keyboard proved to be a weak spot. Tough, but not tough enough. 4 stars. So if George wants a rugged computer to take to Antarctica, he should look no further than the Ruggedbook. Small and beating everything that was thrown at it, proof that you don't need to be big to be tough. 5 stars.